Okay.
I don't know what the fuck kind of drink I just made.
It looks really good.
Okay, I think we're live.
We are. I see our beautiful faces.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry for the late start, but we have a couple different things going on here. One, this is my first time running the Venture Maidens stream. So if you guys, if our levels are really unbalanced or if our cameras suddenly slide to the left or anything, let me know. In the chat. So I will be having the chat open too, which is like so distracting as a DM, but that's okay because I gotta learn to grow up and just fucking deal with it. So hi, oh my gosh, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Venture Maidens. I'm super excited. I guess I'm just gonna start. Hi everybody, I'm Celeste. I'm gonna be your dungeon master tonight.
I'm Brittany Quintero, playing Arnadelethil, the Moon Elf Warlock.
I'm Nassim Etamad, your human monk, Cyanur.
And I'm Sage, and I play your battling barbarian, Kara Brunhilde.
Woo!
How much alliteration can we get in there? Babely, battling, barbarian.
Oh, yes. Hold on, I gotta let my cat in. She's yelling at me.
So, wait, Nassim, can you hold up your drink one more time? It was like bright orange. What is it?
I don't know. I found some things in my fridge, orange juice, lemons, club soda, and put that all in with some gin because I don't have any vodka. So
fuck vodka.
Dip it on gin and juice.
Let's see.
That
fuck vodka.
Amazing. All right, everybody. So Nassim's getting crunk tonight for this episode of Venture Maidens. But before we can do, not bad. Hey,
no,
we're good. I have a lager and it's terrible. I've never had one, and I was like, oh no, I got one of those multi-pack things of beer, and I'm regretting it.
Yeah,
but that's
in honor of representing San Diego. I'm drinking Red Trolley Ale, and
nice.
I have fallen in love with this beer. It is the shit.
It's a great beer.
I haven't had a stout in weeks.
Oh boy. Okay, it looks like everybody in the chat so far doesn't have any problems with their voices, so I guess that's good. And everybody also check out this cool new thing. We have the D&D Beyond integration. So if you move your mouses and you hover over the center of the screen, you'll see this little bee at the bottom.
Oh, fuck.
If you scroll over it, you can see all of our hit points and everything. And if you keep scrolling over that, you can actually open up each character's character sheet individually, so you can see
it's so beautiful.
Yeah, you can see everything on their character sheet, all their spells, everything. And for Nassim and Brittany, don't forget to log into your account so that way you can actually track your hit points and everything.
I don't have one. I just have the Venture Maidens one.
Okay, if you log into that one, you can go ahead and use that.
I'll fix that later.
Yeah.
Is it Sage Kara is still Carl?
Carl,
yeah.
Carl.
I guess if we want to like put
Phoebus's
profile picture.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I can find that voice again. It was so inspired.
Montgomery.
It was
Montgomery. Yeah, it was your version of Montgomery.
The slower Georgian version.
Yes. But anyway, so yes, I'm excited to run the stream. D&D Beyond, that's super cool. We also have our chat functions back. I know we had those set up before, but now, so everybody who's sitting here in Twitch right now, you're earning Venture Bucks, which you can spend to like play fun games and all kinds of stuff over here. So all of that is active again. Huzzah.
Yay! Maiden bunnies!
Yes. You can also, cheer. Now bits actually go places for us. Subscriptions go places for us. So please do those things if you love us, because it will love you back, because love is conditional.
We've gone interactive. Interact with us, goddammit.
Maidens in the 21st century.
Oh man, I have so many things I'm looking at on my screen right now, but this is fine. Okay. So before we can get into a new episode, we have to talk about what happened last time. So what in the world happened last time on Venture Maidens?
Well, we woke up from our sleep after the battle with the retriever, went down to have some breakfast, see what the plan was for today, and everyone was like, all right, we need to come up with a battle plan. Kara Aaron's gonna be watching your back. Sucks if you don't like it.
Kara doesn't know that.
Oh, that's right. She doesn't know that. But what they did tell her is that they were gonna make Gidget look like me to stay at the house, and then they gave me a circlet of perfect form. Was that what it was? Of the perfect man?
Of human perfection.
Of human perfection. That's right. To make me look like someone totally different.
We should put that on your character sheet for D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah.
Note to self.
Yeah, I will put that on after we finish. Yes, the circlet of human perfection. So I'm of average height. I look like Phoebus from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is, by the way, my favorite Disney movie. And he talks very slow, and he does declare many things.
Perfect. Oh, I'll get used to it eventually. And then what happened after you had transformed and you had this cool plan?
We decided to go after the demon thing, Rowan's little side quest first. So we headed to Chasiana.
Yes.
And got a boat ride over to the 1001 Nights Inn.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That messenger came and was like, I have something to tell you.
Yeah.
And it was really awkward. And then he didn't remember like ever telling you any of that or where he was, and was just kind of like, cool. All right, well, thanks.
Yeah. He was under some kind of auto spell and gave me some secrets from Rowan to go to Chasiana and look for the 1001 Nights Inn, which we did, and we went and we found it after almost getting swindled by a street kid.
By an urchin.
Oh, by that. Sorry, I was, Arnadal doesn't have like street smarts, and apparently none of us are good at like talking like black market shit under the table. Like that became apparent when we finally got to 1001 Nights Inn.
Yeah.
We're all just like,
like,
do you have
hey,
the thing?
where's the thing, the secret thing? And the guy's like,
We're here for the book club. And he was this, wink. And he was this man who basically appeared more or less human, but was this really, really big dude. He was like super tall and super giant. And we learned later that he was an Ifrit. And he had a fire genasi daughter.
I don't know if you guys know this, but genasi are derived from genies. That's how they get their elemental
in the name.
types. Yep.
Makes sense.
He took us to the back room. He told us about this collector, which we were not aware of who that was at first. We assumed it was the demon thing. And that he had a price of what, 2,000 fucking gold or something.
It was like 10,000. It was so much.
It was a 2K entry fee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 2K.
Gambling.
Yeah, and then Rem mysteriously showed. Well, we assume
we don't know it was Rem.
We don't know it was Rem, but we have so far assumed it was her. Showed up, paid the tab for us, and like bounced. So we don't actually know because we didn't actually see her. But we
fucking
But
know.
it was Rem.
But
It wasn't Aaron.
No.
Sorry.
Yep. So you went inside the lamp, and what did you find there?
Fucking Bartleby. Which I kind of like
inside the lamp.
We low-key became frenemies.
Yes.
True.
I need to address that. Like Arnold's like, fuck, did we just become best friends? I think we did in a weird, bitter, acidic way.
Y'all just have so much in common.
We really do. He's like the shitty, it's like yin and yang.
And how'd that all shake out?
Relatively well, actually.
Yeah, after much hostility.
I mean, he's actually like being really fucking helpful. He's been giving us so many free passes on answers and shit. Like he wants to help us.
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious.
He's being pretty straightforward.
And why did he want to help you? What is in it for him?
We have to get him the book that this demon thing has his contracts, his book of contracts.
Yeah.
And all those contracts will then become Bartleby's once we've handed him the book. But we struck a deal to make sure that Rowan's name is taken off that contract list,
his daughter.
as well as the guy, the genie man, and his daughter be
Yeah.
free from any debt. And then we would be on our way, and he would get his book.
Yeah, so that is where we left off last time. You had basically just been evaporated out of Bartleby's interdimensional lair inside this bottle, and you found that you had knowledge somehow of exactly where to go to find this Yugoloth.
Oh yes, and we still need to figure out its name.
Yes.
This is the one thing.
Rumpelstiltskin.
How did you know? You broke it.
Damn it.
Adventure over. You solved it. Yeah, and you had learned that this thing was a Yugoloth as opposed to just a typical demon or devil. So you know that this thing is some kind of free agent mercenary creature that has power over itself because it has its own name. So now you know where to find this thing, but you've got to find it, you've got to get the name, because that's the only way to really stop it from coming after Rowan again. Because even just killing this thing isn't going to do it. They can come back as long as they have their own names. So, you find yourself standing in that room, again, which was underneath the 1001 Nights Inn, with those casks and storage all around you, and this lamp is still just sitting there on this pedestal. Again, you feel a sudden heat as your Afridi friend appears behind you once again, but now he's composed himself a little bit more since that flare-up he had when he was inside the lamp. So again, he looks like his human self. I mean, as human as, a 7-foot-tall giant man can be. And you have this very clear image of a warehouse in your mind. And you don't know how you know this, but you could walk there, like right now. You could absolutely go there. There's also a word, well, 2 words that come to your mind, and you don't know why. Butterscotch.
All right.
Okay. Cute.
Interesting.
I mean, we know why we have this knowledge, right? I mean, like,
Well, you did make a deal to know how to find the demon.
yeah.
So
We're like, oh, cool.
it's one of those fuzzy things, like, because you have basically this memory or this information implanted in your heads without anybody ever actually giving you directions or anything. You just know it. Like, you could probably put your hand over your eyes and then be able to point directly to this location.
Sick.
Is what was Genie Man's name again?
Rashad.
Rashad. So the last meeting was here at your establishment, right?
Yes.
What time of night, day did it take place?
It was around high noon. But I know that it changes locations, times, perhaps even planes. I'm not privy to that knowledge.
I see. I'd assume there's some kind of code or something to be let into these meetings.
I know what was established for us, but I couldn't tell you if it would be the same for other locations or meetings.
I nudged Saya gently. I'm like, I think we know.
No, yeah. I'm just making sure that that's the information we got.
Sure.
Okay. Well, we're doing our best to make sure everyone comes out of this whole situation okay. So thank you for helping us out. We'll be on our way.
I hope you make it out of this alive. And I thank you for what you said in there.
Of course.
We are always trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, no question. Not even a second thought.
There aren't many like you around. much less in this city. Be careful out there.
We will.
And he walks up the stairs and he unlocks that padlock that he did before and holds open the door for you all to step back out into the main room of the 1001 Nights Inn.
Woo. All right.
Well,
Yeah, so you know where this place is. You know that it would be quite a bit of a walk. You'd have to move out of this district, which is the night district, and then over to the Forellan district, which is the dock kind of ward merchant area. You know the warehouse is located there. So you could get a boat, or you could walk, or however. What's the play here? At this point in the day, it's probably around, 1 p.m. or so, since you set out super early.
Well, I say we just head over there right now, take a walk, see what we see. I like to explore new places and then obviously stake out until we start seeing people show up.
Wait, wouldn't that be knowledge that we would be privy to? Is like when, where, what the passcode is to like gain access to this meeting?
it's probably butterscotch.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, passcode for sure, but wouldn't we also, like, if we know where it's located, wouldn't we kind of also know like when?
Oh, when it's happening?
Yeah.
Don't have a particular sense of when. You also know that you asked to know where to find the demon. That was the question you asked.
Fucking Bartleby. Asshole. I know.
The Mantics.
I know. And Arnadell's like, God damn it. I know better.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We could just stake out. Or hey, I mean, are you trying to explore the city more? I can go by the warehouse or whatever this thing is if you want to go wander around.
You know what? I'm down. If you're interested in exploring, I'm happy to send Alistar to find you guys if you want to do some more reconnaissance. I actually feel like slightly responsible for not pegging Bartleby with asking when. He did that on purpose. I feel like he did it on purpose because he's a knowledge demon. He's just trying to fuck with me.
Arnie, none of us asked him when. Don't feel bad. It's
I
okay.
know, but like, God, knowledge is power. And you guys know how I feel about that.
Also, you didn't ask when the next book club was. You just asked where to
Yeah.
find the demon.
Yeah, I know. That's what Arnadell's like. She's like, God damn it, I know better. Like, I should have been more proactive in this conversation.
We were only allowed one question. We have to figure out which one we want to know.
All right, touche. That is true. But I don't know. Like, I'm happy to go if you guys want to. I got my little microphone baby that can come find you.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to stake out the place.
Let's just all camp together.
Or we could take shifts. One of us stay with Alistar so that we can at least pass the message along. Once things start happening, how does that sound?
I mean, well, where else
We're
are
all
we
like
gonna
neutral
go?
about it. We're like, meh.
Because I mean, we still have to figure out what this demon's name is.
Yeah, but we probably won't do that until we're close to him. I
Yeah.
mean, unless Arnie's good at searching, research.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? Way ahead of, we're on the same page. I'm gonna go to that library that little street urchin almost led us to, and I will find you guys. What do you say? Like an hour? I'll meet you back here in an hour. 2 hours.
Well, meet at the warehouse.
Okay, I'll meet you at the warehouse. I'm gonna go read up on this shit and see what I can learn about Yugoloths.
Do it.
Good idea.
Right. All right.
Okay. Oh.
Saya puts her arm around Carl and goes, "Let's go, Carl."
Oh shit! Now we know what Saya's type is.
There we go. We finally figured. I just needed to put a normal human man.
A
Damn.
basic white blonde boy.
Basic white blonde. All right.
I know he is a rather charm, and he does have his wiles.
She's really
Oh.
just messing with Kara. She's like, "This is fun. I'm with a handsome man, and it's my friend."
Oh boy. All
I
right.
love it.
So
You got
I'm really not
handsome
into it,
man.
so you know, whatever.
I'll start with you both with the warehouse. So if you were to take a boat So more like a taxi. You could probably get there in about like 20 minutes since you do
Uh-huh.
have to travel to another district.
Mhm.
If you wanted to walk, you would walk through this whole district and then you'd have to walk across a couple bridges. It would probably take you more like an
Mm.
hour to get there.
All right, let's taxi it then. Let's Uber.
Oh,
Beep, beep,
fine. I
bop.
just kind of want to show you off, but that's fine. We can take a taxi.
Well,
I'll stand up valiantly on the boat.
yeah, I mean, they're all open air gondolas, and everybody at this point, so it's 1 p.m., so everybody is like out for lunch, and it's just a perfect day. So you see, again, lots of those just little like pleasure cruise boats just drifting along the canals, and people in beautiful, brightly colored silk clothing lounging with their sun umbrellas and drinking on the boats, and laughter and bards playing as you drift lazily down the water. The streets, again, just full of life and sounds and smells. This city is amazing. You can't help but get swept up, like, sort of in the charm and the spirit of everything. There's always something new to see around every corner, something bright and beautiful. And so you enjoy that ride as you take it. Eventually, you come to the end and you get into the dock ward. So this place is probably the most active corner of the city you've seen so far. You can see tall masts just like hanging over this entire district as you see ships of all sizes coming in and out of these giant ports that frame on the southern edge and open up to the ocean. So everywhere you go, there's an ocean view, and that smell of the sea and salt and the heat is just moving through the streets. Lots of peddlers in this area, so if you wanted to buy anything, there's like fruit stands, there's people selling cloths and spices and exotic instruments. There's a bird seller like walking through the streets with all these colorful songbirds that are singing. And eventually you make your way past the hubbub and bubbub to this smaller part of town, which is a lot more quiet. There are a lot less people here, and what you see are these squat, very long warehouses. So you see a couple people pulling up carts or like loading barrels into these things. So this is like an interim period where people keep their goods after unloading them. You see a couple parties of people who look like merchants, like will come in and out of these.
Sorry, can you repeat that? You cut out for a second.
Yeah, so you see like a couple different groups of like, they look like
Okay.
merchants and sailors maybe walking up to examine things, but all in all, the further you get into this, the less and less people are nearby, and everything starts to look a little bit gray, and you feel a little bit, I don't know, it's just very quiet with these big empty buildings. I don't know if you guys have ever walked through like a U-Haul place or something, like the rent a garage places. They're just like in the middle of nowhere and kind of spooky. And then you can't help but think like, oh my god, what if somebody's dead in there? Nobody would know. But anyway.
All right, where does our spidey sense tell us to go?
Yeah, so you eventually approach a warehouse. It looks exactly the same as all the others. You see that it is just there, standing, framed by a bunch of other ones. It's got this big empty kind of lot around it. You see that there are some crates that are stacked against the upside. You see that there is a gate on one side, just like a steel gate with a large padlock on it.
Mm.
And you're sure this is the one.
I want to look around my shoulder to see if there are any onlookers at this right now.
Sure, go ahead and make me a perception check.
I'll do the same.
12.
Okay.
22.
Okay. Oh shit. So Kara, you're scoping around. You can hear like voices off down a few rows away, and the squeaking of a gate as somebody is clearly getting something out. But there's no one in your immediate vicinity, and the buildings are all like blocks, so it's pretty easy to hear if somebody's coming. So you could very easily tuck yourself behind a corner, and you appear to be alone.
Okay.
Saya, you notice the same thing, except with your 22. You're just scoping out the area, like this main yard, and you see there are those boxes and crates stacked up against the outside, like next to the gate of this warehouse, and you see something shift, like inside one of the crates, but then it goes still, like it was like a large rat or a dog or something.
Hmm.
And
Is there anything on the ground, like a 2x4 or a rock or something?
yeah, so there's like some it's like gravel around where you are, so you could very easily, if you wanted to pick up a gravel rock and chuck it.
Yeah, I want to chuck it at the box.
Okay. You do, and you hear
Okay.
sound. A stray cat or something is living in the box.
All right,
Looking
Dan.
out.
So Carl, should we sneak in first, get a lay of this warehouse and check it out, or just hang
Yeah.
out?
Dare say, unless you have some means to remove this lock without making a large amount of noise, that might be best. But otherwise, I will probably have to break this off with my axe.
Oh, well, I can climb, and I can give you my rope of climbing.
There don't appear to be any windows on this. It's a single-story long warehouse.
That's surrounded by this like fence.
So it doesn't even have a fence, really. It just has like this large lot in front of it. So like if people wanted to, fit large cargo, they could move it through these aisleways. So the only thing keeping you out is this big padlock on the door.
Just to try it, Saya's gonna lean into the padlock and whisper, "Butterscotch," into the padlock.
Nothing happens.
Nice. I like it.
But I like your style. Take a point of inspiration.
Woo!
All right. And I think at this point, as you're whispering into the lock, let's jump back over to Arnadel. So, you're looking for a library. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Bookstore, library, most like library, because people get pissy if you like just go into a bookstore and browse.
sure. Why are you reading my books? How dare you? Yeah, so go ahead and make me, I don't know, like a persuasion check or some kind of check to just ask around to point you towards some options.
Where's the nearest street urchin? Just kidding.
Why isn't gather information a skill anymore?
I
I know. That's a dumb. I miss 3.5s in many ways.
Yeah.
All right. So what am I looking for? Persuasion.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's going to be an 18.
Okay. Yeah, so you ask some like innkeepers or people who look like, patrons of these places.
Respectable individuals.
Yeah. And so the closest thing, there is a rare bookshop in this neighborhood. They do have a small collection that you can rent. That would be the closest thing. If you want like actual libraries, though, you're going to have to go over towards like the higher end upper class district, which would be in the northeast section of town.
Well, fuck this city and not having public libraries, assholes. So yeah, I'm gonna go to, you know what I mean, like, excuse me. Yeah, all right. I'll go to the bookstore, the rarities bookstore, and knowing my way around this, I'm gonna assume that it would probably be best to ask the owner of this bookstore for the very specific thing and rent it instead of asking to just flip through it.
Sure. Yeah, so as you walk up, you have a little bit of trouble finding this place because the sign is so dingy and yellowed. It's not painted bright like all the other taverns and everything in the area. Clearly in the night district, the library or the bookshop doesn't get too much traffic. But you find this little store called Costa's Curiosities.
Cute. I step inside.
Okay. Yeah, and as you step inside, you notice in the window there are an arrangement of very strange stuffed beasts.
Ooh, taxidermy.
Yeah, weird
I want to do
things.
Quick nature check or arcana to see if maybe I'm like, because it's gonna give me a read of like what kind of books that these rare situations might. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Yeah, okay. One is one is a stuffed rabbit that has horns that have
A
been attached.
jackalope?
A jackalope. But you can very clearly tell with your natural 20 that somebody has fused this together. It's not a natural creature.
Jackalopes don't. Aw.
Yeah. And you see. You know what? Actually, it's just an assortment of different rabbits. You see one there that has a very long, like, horn in the middle of its head.
Oh, cute.
So it resembles
An Almirage.
an Almirage, but you can also tell it's not a real Almirage.
It's a fake one. Yeah, they like crammed a horn through a regular hare's like head.
Yeah. So those are the two, like the display of that sort of
Clearly wonky taxidermy. All right,
Right.
so I'm going to meet an eccentric. Tight.
Yeah, and as you walk inside the store, there's the little like jingle of a bell, and you can swear as you open the frame, dust like comes off of the door. And you step inside, and that old book smell hits you.
Tight. Love
Plus, dust. You can see the particles of it traveling through the streams through the window. And
I'm real excited.
Yeah, you hear from a back room. Hello? Is someone there?
Hi, yes. And I want to like, as I'm speaking, I want to make my way to where that voice is.
Yeah, and you hear clattering from the back room, and an elven woman steps out from behind a curtain back over there, and she's her hair is sort of a reddish brown. She's got like small features and these large spectacles. She appears to be in like her human like 30s.
But she's like actually like 300 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, and she comes out, and she's like wearing this cloth over her shoulder and kind of like wipes her hands on it. You see a streak of dust, and she's like, do you need directions?
Oh no. Hi, I extend my hand, the elven greeting. I'm assuming she's a wood elf.
Yep.
All right. So respectable wood elfin greeting, and I'm just like, no, my name's Arnadel. I'm actually looking for a book, and I'm hoping you can help me.
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah. Welcome. What are you looking for? We've got. We've got histories. We've got reference tomes. Spooky tales. I don't know what. How can I help you?
Oh, cool. I'm so glad she's excited. And I like my. I know, like
she's
my
getting
excitement.
like extra. She's just so stoked to have you there.
Yeah, and my excitement's starting to like bubble up, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, in Elvish, I'm like, can I speak Elven with you?
Yeah.
Oh my god! We're just like,
it's so weird being in a big city but not hearing your native tongue. You know, it's just very strange.
Oh, I'm like, girl, I understand. Trust me. Like, I'm the only elf in my group. I don't ever get to use our native language. Like, this is fucking great. This is amazing. I'm so excited.
Do you need water or tea? Or I can probably find.
Oh well, okay.
something.
So I'm absolutely if you would like, I'm happy to like share like a cup of coffee with you, and maybe you can help. I'm looking for some very specific information. So would you mind? So I explained the Yugoloth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't explain why. I'm just like, I just happened to come across some information about a Yugoloth, and I'm hoping that maybe like you're amazing. I mean, I've looked at some of the titles on your shelf, and these are all like so rare. You have no idea how much I love books. Like,
I mean, me too, obviously. Yeah,
so great.
I've been a collector, and my father was a collector, and I mean, just. Oh yeah, okay. Yugoloth, absolutely. Let me. That's kind of dark stuff. Just here.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'll start here, and she goes ahead and she pulls out a book. It's Volo's Guide to Monsters, and she lovingly like strokes it. She's like, it's a signed copy.
Oh wow, I've heard of him. I studied with him, like, okay, so I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm just mostly excited because I know you'll appreciate this, but I studied with Blackstaff. I know.
What is it? What did his hair smell like?
Like cedar chips.
Of course it would.
I know. It was really cool. Oh my God. I can put in a good word if you ever want to check out Candle Keep. Like, I would love to hook you up with that.
Love that.
It would be my honor.
And yeah, as you gush on, so essentially, if you would like, I'm gonna go ahead and give you those pages of the monster manual so you can look up and just see what is going on.
I am so happy to meet this wood elf. We have to exchange names and shit. Like, we're gonna have that like moment.
This is Costa.
Costa.
And let me pull up here. Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, so you can go ahead and definitely pull up that page on Yugoloth's in the monster manual, but essentially, it just goes into more detail, chatting about their origins and their contracts, and now all the different types of Yugoloths that are out there. Upon taking a kind of a visual look at everything, you realize this Yugoloth you're after is something called an Arcanoloth, which is a particularly nasty breed of Yugoloths because they're hyper intelligent. Their whole mission in life is to collect information and to use it against other people. So
nasty.
Okay,
Yeah. I remember reading about this.
Yeah, so everything they wheel and deal is to get powerful magic, information on how to get powerful magic, artifacts that will give them powerful magic, or all of the above that they can use to trade to get more powerful magic. So that's what they're all about. So they're usually the thinkers and like the diplomats of the Yugoloth, since they're so you know that you're not dealing with a brute here. You're dealing with somebody pretty intelligent.
The record keepers. I'm looking right now.
What are you guys laughing at, Sage and Nassim?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, I'm not laughing. I'm blowing my nose.
Oh.
My allergies are so
Check out our Instagram to find out.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so Arnadel's like looking over this book super excitedly, but seriously, right? Like, this is a serious moment. What's her name? Costa?
Mm-hmm.
And she's just, we've already exchanged names, and like, we're just like fucking vibing mad. We're just like we're just like insta homies.
Yeah.
And like, Arnadel probably stays a little bit longer than she was planning because she's just like having such a great time, like chatting with Costa, and realizes that maybe it's like been over an hour, and she's like, oh shit, like I gotta, Costa, fuck, like I'm so stoked about this. Like, I have to go. I was supposed to meet up with some friends.
Oh yeah, well, I'm glad I could help, and you know, if you ever need books or anything, I this is my shop, and or send me a message.
Oh,
you know?
I would love to. This is Alistair Fitzpatrick, and I might send him back if I'm like tied up later. And she's like making a joke that Costa could not possibly understand because she might actually be fucking tied up later.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know, I love books.
Yeah, no, I really want to come back and like maybe rent or buy some of these because I can see on your shelves just at a glance you have some titles that I have only heard tales of. Like, this is incredible.
And yeah, if you need if you're staying in the city for some time, I can show you around, or I know the good spots, or
yes, that would be so much fun. And we could talk about like like, oh my god, all of this stuff. I just need to know. I'm sure you have like unbelievable knowledge about it. So I hate to run here, and Arnadel wants to pull out 5 gold pieces because normally for that information she understands she would rent it, but it's more of like a super friendly, like respectable gesture of like Costa's time. So
no, I can't take this. This was just so delightful having you here. It just
No, the pleasure was mine. I really insist, man. Like I want to come back and rent more, but like just for the coffee and for like taking your time. I'm sure you were doing something that I took you away from. So and just take this as a token as like I'm really looking forward to coming back.
Okay, well, good luck with your Yugoloth.
Yeah, paper. What? Yeah, thank you. That was like super helpful. Just learn it all runs out. Bye. See you soon.
You made a friend. See, city people aren't all terrible.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, and then let's hop back. over to the warehouse. What's going
So
on?
Oops,
I-
I'm muted. All right, I'm gonna chop this lock off.
Okay.
okay, go for it.
Make me an attack.
All right.
Just roll your damage.
Okay. I'll just use my axe.
Are you trying to do it as quietly as possible?
Can I metal bend?
That would
Do
be
you
sweet.
see anywhere on your character sheet that would let you do that?
It says I can fuck with small earthly things. It's just refined earth.
I'm gonna say no for now.
Can you diamond bend?
Because then we'll start blood bending and everything will get crazy.
Oh man.
That shit's
All
dark.
right, that's 5 damage. And no, I don't think she would try particularly hard to keep quiet at this point.
Okay. Then you do it. You just like slam through this lock. And yeah, with a sharp tearing sound, rings out across the yard. But the padlock just falls away to the ground.
All right, I kick it off to the side, like under a rock or something.
Yeah, like behind one of the crates, like the cat was in.
Yeah, just like, whoa, this never happened.
Yeah. And the door swings open, and it's just very dark inside.
I would like to peek my head inside and see what I see.
Okay. As you look inside, you see that there are some crates and barrels just kind of scattered about. But as you look inside, you see the flash of something like a magenta color for just a moment that runs behind one of the barrels.
I hold up a hand to Saye, and I say, I believe something is inside. We should be most cautious when entering.
You got it.
Yeah, shall we then?
Let's. Saya gets into her crouch.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I've
To-
definitely I sheathe my axe, pull out my sword, have it ready, and use my sword to creak open the door some more to kind of let some light in
Mhm.
and cautiously step inside.
Okay. Yeah, and you do so. And then when you get fully in the room, are you like closing the door behind you, or?
Let's keep that open.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. So as you're just standing in the room, there's silence.
Yeah, so I definitely start poking around with my sword, trying to look around things, get a sense of the layout, like trying to see if there are any other doors or how many ways in and out are there,
Mhm.
like get a scope of how big it is.
Yeah. So you step into the room and you start kind of scooting, barrels around, like pulling off like old cloths. Everything in here
Yeah.
it doesn't look like there's actually anything in here. These are like set pieces for an
Right.
old warehouse. And then, so there's nothing, no other windows or anything, but you do go over, you see that there's like this moldy tapestry against a back wall. Like it's so gross and faded that you can't tell what it was depicting anymore. But as you go and, you tear that down, you see that there is a door that appears in front of you. The door does not have a handle or anything on it. And as you kind of make this discovery, you hear a sort of musical female voice drifting from somewhere in the middle of a stack of crates. Halt, traveler. What is my name?
Butterscotch.
Correct. And you see out of the middle of this stack, this small form appears and hops up onto one of these boxes, and you see it's a cat. Or at least you think it's a cat at first glance, but its fur is like this teal and like magenta, almost plumage. Sort of looks like feathers, but sort of fluffy. And you see the eyes of this cat watching you from atop this thing. And right there above its head, there is this large purple gemstone that it's beautiful and seems to radiate again with that magenta light that you saw earlier. And this thing tilts its head and looks at both of you and kind of licks its paw. And as it does so, there's this bright flash from its jewel, and a handle appears on the door.
Well, shall we enter?
Yes, my name is Butterscotch. I shall be your guide while you enjoy your time here in my master's realm.
And who, pray tell, is your master?
The Yugoloth, of course.
And what is that Yugoloth's name?
Haha, if I knew that, I wouldn't be working for him, now would I? And you also notice that as the cat is talking to you, its mouth isn't moving at all. You're just hearing this voice,
Weird.
and the gem is kind of flashing.
Whoa. May I ask you something that may seem insensitive?
No, you can't touch my gem.
Oh, no, I did not want to touch it. I simply wanted to inquire as to what your nature is.
I am a cat.
You are a very peculiar cat, nor have I seen many cats that have gems lodged in their craniums.
I am extremely magical. I suppose... Well, if you don't know what I am, I'd rather not discuss it. People are always after my kind for one reason or another. You know, this is a working relationship. Let's keep this casual. And the cat just, like, hops down from the box and, like, stalks over to the door and then looks up at you and looks at the door handle and flicks her tail.
Very well.
Well, you're very beautiful either way, and I'm sorry you have to work for this thing.
And she looks up at you with her yellow eyes and kind of, she purrs just a little bit. And then she, like, stops herself and licks her paw again. Well,
Let's open this door.
all right.
What could go wrong?
Should we wait for Arnie?
Oh, perhaps that
Split the
is.
party.
Perhaps that is the proper course of action.
I mean, I am running to meet you guys.
Sure.
We left the door open. She'll figure it out that we got in.
Yeah,
Okay.
she knows where the place is.
It might be beneficial for us to arrive separately in case shit goes sour.
Yeah, we
Oh.
can pretend like we don't know her.
Mm.
Down.
Good idea. Yeah, I think, yeah, for sure. All right. Well then, in.
So we're waiting for a friend, or we're just going inside?
Nope, we'll head in right now.
Wonderful. If one of you could turn the doorknob, I do not have hands.
I turn it.
Okay. And as you open this door, a waft of mist just assaults you immediately. And it all smells amazing. It sort of smells like eucalyptus, and just
Ooh.
as this washes over you. And Arnadel, I'm just gonna say, for the sake of time, you show up right as this is happening, because magic.
I was like trying not to disconnect my headphones. Tight. Well, like, do I show up just in time to see them
This
like walk
waft
through the door?
of like white mist like pours out through this door, and the cat, Butterscotch, walks inside and disappears abruptly into this mist.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just fucking wait.
So you see your two companions standing there at the entrance.
Oh, word. Okay, so I like hoof it. I'm like, hey guys, what I miss? I'm assuming that
We
I
we
think we-
found a very strange cat.
a cat.
A very magical cat, and that was Butterscotch. And we're about to enter this misty room, so take a deep
look-
breath.
I look at it I'm assuming like it's magical as fuck.
Oh, with your magic eyes,
Yeah.
there is a very, very light magic, like an
A light
enchantment.
dusting.
Yeah, like a very subtle enchantment magic. And as you're like kind of breathing and like smelling the mist, you just feel so relaxed.
It's not charming me, is it?
No, it's just you just feel a little bit more relaxed.
Like spa diffusers.
Hell
like-
yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
and it smells fucking great.
I love it.
I kind of like, all right. Yeah, let's tally ho.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you step into the room, you go through this small kind of little antechamber, and you just see this little pink glow just ahead of you in the mist as Butterscotch is making her way into the room. But the room opens up suddenly, and the mist kind of your eyes adjust to it. You are definitely standing in this very steamy room. You can feel that the floor underneath your feet is slick. As you see the white marble that just opens up before you in this very large room, and you see that there are pools of water in here, and they're all like very lovely tiled in like white and gold, and you like look up to the ceilings, you see there are these beautiful like statues that are intricately carved to like meet as branches up at the top. This room is absolutely gorgeous. And so you see these 4 long pools in front of you there. And you see that there are stacks of towels that have been lovingly arranged on either side of the room.
Oh, book club's a bathhouse.
Sexy.
Sick.
And Butterscotch is sitting there on the tiled floor, but she's doing that thing that cats, because it's all wet, so she's like lifting up her paws sort of uncomfortably. So to talk to the master, you'll have to acquire his keys.
And how do we do as such?
He's set up clever games for you to get them. Unfortunately, that's all I'm allowed to tell you.
I see.
I hope you figure this one out quite quickly. I am very uncomfortable.
Can you offer us any tips throughout this hunt?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, maybe we should just start diving into these pools.
I want to do a perception check.
Okay.
Stand by. Let me look. That's going to be 19.
Okay. So as you're looking through the mist and trying to get a read on the rest of this room, you see that there are actually 2 doors leading into here that you couldn't really see before. One is a large, intricately carved ivory set of doors. And then one is a very, very small kind of wooden squat gate on the other side.
Huh. I am intrigued by the gate.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, you're looking down at the water. You notice that each of the pools smells different. So one is like a nice, relaxing lavender, and then the other you have again that like kind of minty, fresh, woodsy smell. One is streaming full of these bright, like jolly pink bubbles,
Ooh.
and the other one appears to have glitter.
Ooh.
Just a shitload of glitter in it, and the temperature of the water is all just like that lovely hot tub, delightful.
Perfect.
Guys, I know who we're dealing with here, but I cannot resist these tubs right now. I really want to jump into that pink bubbly one and then the sparkly one. I just want to be a glowing goddess, okay?
Wait a second. This is a puzzle, right?
Probably.
The cat shrugs, which is very interesting looking.
I think we should just go straight to one of these doors.
Yeah, I want to go check
and
out
spend
what's
some
up with the
time
gate.
figuring out how to open them, because This is all very inviting. And I'm like looking at Sai and I'm like, trust me, I want to get in one of these too. Trust me. We could probably ask Vlad to like reproduce this particular environment.
Ah,
And sure he
yes.
would oblige.
Yep. You're right. I know you're right. Let's go to these doors right now.
I know. I think if we spend too much time looking at these pools, we'll get at them and we'll probably get fucked over.
All right, which door do you want to go to?
I want to go to the you would think that I would want to check out the dumpy one, but I'm going to look at the intricate one.
All right, I'm gonna look at the dumpy one because it's me sized.
Okay. Yeah, so you are looking at both these doors. The dumpy one, yep, just looks worse as you get close to it. It's just like it looks like an afterthought, like in this big beautiful room. Somebody just like shoved this small little door here. And then as you look at the other one, you do indeed see it is actual ivory that has been carved into these delicate scenes of like pouring waterfalls. And it has like trees inlaid with jade and gold. And it's just absolutely stunning craftsmanship.
I want to try and open the door.
Okay.
Wait. Let me share some information about what I've learned before we do, and then let's make an educated decision. Unless, I mean, Carl, you can tell me to fuck off otherwise.
Yeah, what the hell did you learn? You were gone for like 5 minutes. Did you learn anything?
It was like a hot 5 minutes. So I share everything there is to know about Arcanoloths, and the thing that I would like to highlight: these bitches love knowledge as much as I do. And when it comes down to sharing, like, I mean, Arcana is in their name. I think that despite feeling like trying to throw people off of their scent by erecting like a dumpy door, and of course, like if you're smart, you would go through the dumpy door because like, why would anybody go through that door? I feel like this jackass can't help but indulge. Like, let's think of Valerius. Valerius is one of the smartest people we know. And do you see how gaudy those robes are?
Harsh.
I'm thinking that this door might be a case of Valeriousness with this particular enemy that we're going up against.
Inconceivable.
I don't think that word means what you think it does. But that's my logic with it. I vote to go through the fancy doors unless I should roll an investigation check to see if I see anything more specific about them.
Nope.
Like traps.
You just have a choice.
Yeah, Arnadel votes for the fancy doors. Carl, plead your case. Or Antonia.
Oh no, don't die. I found myself rather attracted to the this rather plain looking door over here.
I suppose you need a tiebreaker, says Butterscotch and looks at you. Saye expectantly.
My instinct is dumpy door as well, but that's it. I pretty much exist on instinct. So there we go.
You got us through that underwater cavern.
God. You monster.
Arnadel looks at you guys like, all right, we'll go through the dumpy door, but my vote is solidly, I get to say I told you so if shit goes sour for the
Sure, you may have the next pick.
Okay.
But before we go through to the room, as if she's speaking to the Yugoloth, if this is the puzzle to choose between these two doors, what the fuck? This is not a puzzle. It's just two doors and we have to make a choice. There's nothing educated about this.
Well,
anyway.
Butterscotch blinks at you. All right. Are you just opening up the dumpy door?
Yeah.
Okay. As you open it up, cold air just streams out, you know, like when you're in a lovely hot room and then on the other side it's not, it just kind of hits you in the face. Also, a really bad smell hits you at the same time as well. Just smells like trash, like hot trash. And then and you're looking at this
Hot
room.
trash in a cold room.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a hopeless place. So fuck. And then you hear that, "Oi! Oh, who are you? Do you need more towels?" And you see this little green face like stick up out of a pile of garbage, and it looks like a little lizard sort of snout head, and you see that this room is just full of piles of garbage. And this thing is looking at you.
Who are you?
I'm Mordekainen. Who are you?
Wow.
Wow.
If the missus would like some more towels. And he hops out, and you see he is wearing what was a nice little uniform. It's like this white and gold sort of outfit, except it's been covered in dirt and smudged and torn in some places. And you recognize it's a kobold that's just jumped out of this pile of trash.
Nice.
And he runs over to the door and he's going, Bigby! And you hear it, "What?" And out of another
Bigby.
pile of trash, another kobold appears. "More towels?" And the kobold runs up and it extends its little lizard hand.
I don't believe we need any towels, but we are trying to figure out what is going on at this strange situation with these tubs and doors and such.
We live to serve. You're here, enjoy yourself. Otherwise, you might want to talk to Harmonia.
And who is Harmonia?
She is beautiful, and she lives right over there. Do you think she needs more towels? And then Bigby looks over at Mordekainen, and they nod at each other, and Bigby runs past you. So now you can see Arnadel and Saye, a little kobold, just runs, and he kind of slips on the floor as he goes and grabs a stack of towels off the walls and runs towards the ivory door on the other side.
Well, perhaps we do need to go there.
Will Hermionia, or whatever her name was,
Harmonia,
help us see your master?
Harmonia is our master.
All right.
And you see the one that's named Bigby. It's Bigby's a little bit more red. Mordekainen's a little bit more green. That's really the only way to tell them apart. And he knocks one dirty claw upon the ivory door. Does madam need more towels? And you hear just this harmonious voice coming from the other side. Oh, small darling, come in, come in.
Why did I feel like this creature was going to be female?
And Bigby does. He opens up the door, and pink steam just bursts in from that room, and just a glittery effervescence from this door as they open up. And you see that there's this circular room there, and there's this giant porcelain tub that's just in the center of this room, and sitting inside of it is a dragon. She is this turquoise and silver color with these just long fins that remind you of angelfish, sort of the way she looks. You've never seen a dragon that looks anything like this, and she is holding in one of her claws one of those back loofahs. She's just sitting in her tub so gracefully.
Shower cap on.
No, her hair, her fins are just falling down in beautiful tresses. She's a weirdly beautiful dragon. It's just sitting in the tub. Oh, Bigby, we have guests. Please, make yourselves at home. I'll be right out of the tub.
I look around awkwardly and nervously at the both of you and around our surroundings, where am I supposed to sit?
Arnold's trying really hard to figure out if this is some weird mutated version of a brass dragon.
go ahead, and if you want to give me a nature check or an arcana to see if you know what this is.
Ooh, yes, I got very high on that. Hell yeah, let me add my modifier. That's gonna be a 25.
Okay. All right, somehow you've heard of this thing. Um, so this actually isn't a true dragon. This is something called a drake.
Oh,
And this is something you have these these specific drakes are rumored to exist, though you've never encountered one yourself. But they are usually all the vogue in like highly populated cities. This is a bathhouse drake. These creatures
Clearly.
These creatures are obsessed with amassing material possessions, like, most dragons and drakes. But the way they do it, they like to hoard beautiful things and, like, open businesses and get respect and, like, have people flock to them. And they usually enjoy the finer things in life, fine wine, fine cooking. This wonderful beast is...
I'm into it.
Yeah, this wonderful beast is brought to you by the Creature Codex.
Cool.
From Cobalt Press.
a bathhouse drake.
Yep. Let me see if I can pull up the... Yeah, they're pretty fucking fabulous, and you're getting that impression, of course. While Nassim is gouging out her eyeball.
Oh my god,
Oh, there she is.
my keyboard's not working.
Ooh.
I think it's dead.
Your
Oh no,
keyboard's
that's
dead.
lame.
Let me see if
Oh yeah. Oh, they're cute. How
It's
cute.
really pretty.
Yeah.
And she's only medium sized, so she's
Huh.
sort of the
That's
size of a
small.
horse, like a little bit smaller than a horse.
A pony.
A pony. A show pony.
Mm.
And so she does, true to her word, as you're all kind of standing there not really sure what to do, she lifts herself with her claws out of the tub and slides gracefully onto the floor. And you can now see that she's not in the tub. She has a chain around her neck upon which hangs a silver key.
Okay.
Oh, I
she-
believe those are the keys that we need to procure.
She has one.
Yes.
And she glides out of the tub and then walks on all fours towards you. Please, does my bathhouse displease you? Get in the tub, enjoy a soak. You all look exhausted.
Mm.
Your bathhouse is incredible, and I know we're all dying to get in. But we wanted to talk to you a bit about the key around your neck first.
Oh, yes. Everyone's always here for the key. Such a tragedy. I build this, all of this, and no one sees it except those after those damn keys.
Well, why don't you show us what's your favorite bath to soak in? And how about we enjoy one of your fine tubs while you discuss the key?
Well,
And I look over at
absolutely.
you guys.
Oh,
That
of
seems
course.
amenable.
I use my own sensual blend, obviously. That's why I have my private bath chambers up above. But please, go with your instincts. Go with you. I'll just hang out down here with all of you. Big B and the kobold, yes! And then wheels out from her room a very large reclining chair that he struggles to push, and then Mordekainen goes over and helps him push it. As they get her situated sort of in the middle of the four tubs. And she lounges down upon it.
Okay. Yeah. What tub do you guys want?
Pink bubbles.
What are there's a lavender, pink bubbles, and
Like a minty one, and then the glitter tub.
I definitely want to get in the minty one.
okay. I will take the glitter tub.
The water is perfect, and you have never felt more relaxed in your life.
Oh, we're all gonna have to disrobe in front of each other. Oh.
Oh no!
It's fine. I think have we been naked in front of each other before?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have. I mean,
Especially not in this body.
No. Oh boy. And then Harmonia, as she's lounging, can I get you drinks of any kind? Are you hungry? Please, we aim to make your stay enjoyable.
I mean, fuck it. Yeah, I'll take a plate of fucking mortadella and salami with some buttered bread. God damn it.
Mordecai, go see what we have in the back. And he runs off. He does run into his like little kobold lair. So, and she chats pleasantly. She does the thing. She's like, "Oh, the weather. Oh, Chasiana. Oh, it's beautiful. Ah."
Yeah, oh, lovely establishment. Oh, this is so amazing. Oh, the perfect temperature. Hey, baby. I love the glitter. I can't wait to see how it shines on my skin.
Yeah, and Mordekainen and Bigby come out, and they have, cheese platters with some charcuterie arrangements, bread, hummus.
My God, this is heaven. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Super down.
Oh, thank you. It means so much to me that you feel that way. It's just such a tragedy, somebody like me just languishing here in a warehouse, God forbid.
I totally agree. You would run the finest spa.
Oh, I used to.
What happened?
Well, let's just say I fell on hard times, the wrong side of a bad deal, and well, here I am.
We've actually been hearing quite a lot about these bad deals, and it's really tragic. I don't think anybody should have to deal with that, at least in my book. Like,
I quite agree. But there are worse things than, well, serving a Yugoloth of all things. Luckily, I'm just here as a guard of sorts. I don't know.
God, you're worth so much more than.
Tell me about it, darling. I know.
Your talents are wasted upon this establishment.
Absolutely.
For you.
So you travel around with the Yugoloth for each of these meetings?
No, I just stay here. This is his sanctum, his lair. I wish he would let me out of the house. Oh, it's so boring in here. Though Mordekainen and Bigby, they're very sweet. And she goes and scritches one with her nails, like, and Bigby's like, ha.
How is Alistar Fitzpatrick reacting to her?
I think he... Would you say Alistar is into lady dragons?
This has never come up. How about I roll? I mean, I don't know. You want me to roll for it? Let's see.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he is a piece of your soul, so he would inherit.
So the thought crosses my mind, but I would let that part of my soul like be as it needs to be. What do you want me to roll? Like a percentage dice?
I don't know. It's totally up to you. Yeah, 50 or higher. He's like absolutely in love with Harmonia.
Okay. That was a 93.
Yeah. So he has not looked at you this whole time. Wherever you walk, he's just like keeping his eyes on her, and he's like kneading into your shoulders.
Oh,
like looking at her.
So I like kind of jokingly, since we're all like totally relaxed, I'm like, Harmonia, I don't know if you noticed, but I think my little companion here might be crushing.
Oh, he's so cute. Come here, baby.
So I like hit him onto the shoulder.
Yeah, and she takes him in her claws and just like puts him right on her chest and is like petting him, and he's just like
I feel it. I'm like, oh my God.
He's dying.
Alistar.
I look over and
so relaxed. She just starts singing for the mom, and it's like dragon love, dragon love.
And you do notice over time too that enchantment in the mist, it's definitely helping you just like relax, and your cares are just like this place is just
really high.
designed for relaxation. Yeah. And she's like, I am so enjoying your company, and it pains me that I cannot give you this key. I cannot willingly give you this key. Do you understand? Well,
I understand that means there are conditions. So what are the conditions?
Oh, that's simply it. I cannot know that I'm giving you the key.
Oh.
I can entertain you. I have no wish to attack you or to fight you. God, no.
So, what if we return the key? We don't want the key to keep.
Okay, so you'd just be borrowing the key?
Indeed.
Yeah.
And you would promise to bring it back so I could continue to guard it after you left?
Absolutely. We love what you're doing. I consider you to be absolutely amazing and wonderful. I really have no desire to take something from you unwillingly.
Yes.
I mean,
I
none of us
completely
do.
understand. That is absolutely. If, and I cannot give this key to you, but if it were to go missing for some period of time, and then I were to find it again.
Carl very confidently strides over to her and like pets her very gently underneath the chin and just like passes his hand over to kind of just try and like unclip it off.
Oh, Carl! And she like,
as I'm like standing here like buck naked.
she like tosses her beautiful dragon head and is like, oh, Hansy. And she's like looking off into the mist. Oh.
Arnadel will even go forward, like as we're all giggling in our baths. The thought crosses her mind because she can feel how Alistar is just like living his best life right now. Arnold's even going to pipe up and be like, Harmonia, as an extension of mutual appreciation, gratitude, and might I say friendship?
Oh, darling, yes, of course we're friends.
I should tell you that little pseudo dragon that you are currently cradling is one of the most precious things to me that I could possibly have in my life. What if we promise to bring this key back in return for my
what key?
Precious.
I don't know what you're talking about. The key around my neck?
Oh, what? Well, I think Alistar is enjoying his time. We'll be back to pick him up on our way out.
Wonderful. I would be happy to keep an eye on him for you.
I think he would be happy with that too.
And to keep an eye on this key that I am most certainly wearing.
He'll polish it for you.
As I try to pluck it off from her.
Yeah. No, she's very clearly like.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
She's like not looking at it. Yes, well, I will remain here lounging in my terrace, but if you are interested in exploring the rest of my door craftsmanship, if you step through my private chambers, there is another lovely display.
Very good then. I suppose we best be off then, ladies. As I go to put clothes on again.
I'll see you on the way out. I hope you don't die.
Us as well. Alistar, be a good baby.
He's like, he's making a sound you've never heard come out.
Yeah,
of him.
it's like I'm feeling things that I've never felt from him before. I'm just like, whoa, buddy, like simmer down there. But also I'm like kind of like tight-lipped about it. I'm like, bye, sweet innocent child. I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, sweet summer child. And do you follow her instructions and step up through her private bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Then you see,
swimmingly.
yes, another beautiful door in front of you with a keyhole.
I put the key into the keyhole.
And Butterscotch is like now ruffled and like glistening with the dew of the room. And she's like, it took you all long enough. And she goes, and as you step through this room, the pleasant smells and the mist are left behind, and you come into a much darker, dingier room that you can tell has a very low ceiling. And it takes your eyes a minute to adjust, like even with your dark vision. And yeah, there's just this dark room of like padded earth in front of you. And in the center of the room, there is a simple wooden table. And sitting in the chair directly across from you is a human person. You can't really tell much more than that because they're wearing a mask. Half of it is white, half of it is black, and it's got this twisted up smile on one side and a twisted down smile on the other.
I know this fucking asshole.
And he's sitting in his chair, shuffling a deck of cards.
Oh, fuck.
And there is a chair directly across from him.
I don't like playing these games. God damn it! I hate gambling. Bernadette says that out loud. She's like, "Fuck gambling. I'm not dealing with this shit."
I have always considered myself a lucky individual, and I will sit down.
Saya's just kind of like tucking her head is a little bit down just in case the thing caught a glimpse of her when she was in the chapel with Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was like a split second, she's still just kind of like.
So you're not sure if this. There's no indication that this figure sitting there is the same as what you saw before in the chapel.
I think it's just Saya's.
Oh, like suspicion that everybody.
She's like, yeah, she's like, I don't like that little grin, so we're just gonna tuck our heads down.
Yeah, and Butterscotch says, "Oh, it's so much more pleasant in here."
I don't like butterscotch.
Butterscotch, is this your Yugoloth master?
No, of course not. 3 keys. She flicks a paw out to the room, like towards the table. So I'm sorry, Kara, did you move forward to sit in the chair?
Yes.
Okay. As you sit down, the figure across from you does a really fancy ass card trick. And then he puts the deck in the center. Cut it.
I take about 75% of the deck in my hand and then put the small little 25% on top.
Ace is high. 2 out of 3. High card wins.
Very well.
Okay. Do you have your deck ready?
Oh my god.
I got it.
Do I have to get one too?
Oh no, I mean Nassim can do it for you if you want.
Okay. Sure. Yes. I believe in you.
All right. 2 out of 3. So he goes, ace is high. He goes to pull a card, and you pull a card.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 5.
9.
Nice.
Nice. And he tosses the card, like, cavalierly back behind him. And he goes to flip again.
2.
Ah.
I win with my 4. One more chance.
I feel it. I feel it. Nice. King of spades.
And he got a 3. And he puts his, like, the card back, and he slams his deck down on the table. Interesting. Well,
is that the only game you know?
it's the only one I've been hired to play. And he reaches in his pocket and throws a key out onto the table at you.
Sweet. I pocket it.
Good, thank you. Have a good day.
And he spreads out the deck in front of him as he goes, and then he does the thing where he flips his hand back the other way, and you see that all of the cards now have this emblem of a grinning skull on them.
Ooh.
And you see that there is a door behind him in the shadows.
Grinning skull.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to step through the door?
I want to do a religion check as we walk past.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by, I'm looking. It never occurs to me that it's in alphabetical order. That's a 14.
Okay. You recognize the mask as an older god. Not a lot of people worship him anymore. It's certainly not a common thing to see in the plains at all, but this is a mask of a Litamara.
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah,
The
fucking
gods of
chaos.
Rogue, chaos, chance, criminals. Yeah, it's a very strange mask to see here in Chasiana.
Quite obscure. I'm like, I remember reading that in a footnote somewhere.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Right. And you make your way through the door. And all the while, Butterscotch padding along beside you. And
Is there a keyhole in this door?
there is a keyhole. Do you want to open
Wonderful.
it?
Yes.
All right. And as you open up this new door, your eyes are flooded with sudden light as just sun is streaming down on you. And you can see that you're in this large domed room that's filled with trees, like tropical trees that stretch up towards this ceiling that is made of glass. So you're in some kind of like beautiful warehouse. And this place is just thick with trees and moisture, and you can hear the sound of frogs and birds chirping, and this thing just extends all the way behind you, so you can't see a wall or anything on the other side.
Okay.
So you'd have to push past into some trees to go forward.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Slow and steady.
Yep, so you're like stomping through trees and like tripping on vines and kind of moving around through this place, all the while Butterscotch just hopping delicately from thing to thing, dodging behind trees, until you come to the center of this place. And you hear this before you see them, like all this like squawking sounds coming from this large collection of birds that is standing in the very, very center. But these birds look sort of like ostriches. They stand on two legs, and they all have these bright, like, plumed colors, and you see these really long beaks that end in these razor-sharp points. And you see there are, like, 20 of these things just congregated in the center of this greenhouse.
Bizarre.
Do you want to move closer to them?
Onadil, do you know what these are?
As you see her like going through her Rolodex of knowledge in her brain.
It's been working for you this episode.
Yeah. That is a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you recognize these creatures as axe beaks. So they are large birds from a magical land called Chult. They can actually be bred and tamed to be mounts for medium-sized creatures.
They're like chocobos.
They're basically chocobos. Yeah. You know that they have vicious tempers, and can absolutely hurt you. They're called axe beaks for a reason.
Yeah.
You also know they're very fast.
So I'm like, wait a second, guys. I share all of that information, and I'm like, I don't know if these fuckers are tamed. I don't have very high animal handling skills. I also don't want to, we can't outrun them, and I don't want to get axed by their beaks.
Perhaps one of them is wearing a key and we have to catch it.
Do they fly? Do I know if they fly?
They do not fly. They just run very fast.
Hella fast. All right.
I want to mash up some rations, probably just like stale bread in my pack, tear it up and like splay it in front of us, like 5 feet in front of us, and be like an offering. Here's some bird feed.
Sure. Go ahead and make a animal handling check.
Okay.
Wait.
22.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so, and you do it, so you tear up the bread and you make it in, like, the right little pieces, and you get just close enough to the point where they're, like, a bunch of them turn their heads to look at you, and they have to look at you sideways because their beaks are so long, so they're, like, you know, like 6 of them in the crowd are watching you real hard as you get as close as you can and then scatter out the bread. And they're, like, considering you for a moment. And then a few of them kind of start to walk forward and then like look back at the other ones. A couple more kind of walk forward. And then you begin to see like, yeah, those same 6 that were like really inquisitive just come and they start like pecking at the ground, and you hear like this bladed sound almost as they're snapping up the food on the ground. Yeah,
Could I make a perception check to see if I see a key on any of them?
definitely.
I'm waiting at the ready because if any of this shit goes sour, I'm prepared to cast a spell to get us the fuck out of this situation.
Nice. A natural 20.
Oh boy! So you see, indeed, one in the center, one that has like bright purple plumage, is wearing a key around its neck.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Saya's gonna sit on the floor, cross-legged, very slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and then keep mashing up food and hold it out into her hand.
Okay.
Wait,
That
you want to
might
put
hurt.
food in your hand?
Yeah, I know it's gonna hurt, but
Yeah.
she's holding it out in her hand.
Okay, hold on. I also want to whisper to you guys. I'm like, I learned a new spell. It's
What if?
Mage Hand.
Oh, that could be very convenient.
I'm whispering loudly. Sorry, do you want me to use Mage Hand to get it off of the spider's neck?
Saya, a couple of the ones that now that they're wrapping up food on the ground, like aim towards your hand, and I'll need you to take a point of damage as one just snaps and like it gets the bread, but it also gets a solid chunk of your palm.
Ew! Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Hand
She's
injuries
like,
are the worst.
yes, use it.
All right, I cast Mage Hand, and
Okay.
I delicately, with all of the focus that I have in my being, try to get that thing off of the bird's neck.
Okay, go ahead and make me a concentration check to see how effectively you can do this.
With a D20?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to add like any modifiers to that, or just like
It's a constitution check, basically.
Oh, okay, Constitution. So that's gonna be a sweet. That's a 13.
Let me roll for my burdens.
13. That's
What is your Sisters of Sorrow power?
Oh yeah, I got that sweet gift of the future. But I think that makes
Won't
the
help
enemy.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes the enemy have to re-roll. It's basically like Entropic Ward.
Mhm.
So I have Entropic Ward twice.
Also, do you guys mind that we're playing like 10 minutes late? Or
Yeah, it's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Very intrigued with this like situation.
Okay. So the bird rolled like garbage. So I'm gonna say this bird was like starting to come over because it started getting really, really jealous of all the other birds that were eating everything Sai had put on the ground. Yeah, so it's already like sticking its head down and trying to like stick its head towards Saye. His bleeding hand now is like covered in blood everywhere. The birds are like, "What's happening?" So you just manage to slide, and you have to tug it at sometimes, but the bird is so fixated on the food that you manage to slip this key right off of its neck.
Fuck yeah! Oh my god!
The second I see the key come off of the neck, I like let the rest of the crumbs on my hand fall to the ground, and I slowly stand up.
You poor thing. I have a cantrip for you, for your poor hand. So as soon as Saya's back within and we like slowly sidestep our way back away from these creatures.
Yeah.
I would love. Oh, that's just spare the dying. Fuck it.
It's okay. It's just a point of damage. I'll be okay. She's like
Okay.
licking her hand.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and do you guys want to look around for the last door?
Indubitably.
Okay. All right.
Your poor hand though.
Yeah, so you go towards the outside of this glass structure. Now that the birds are all kind of preoccupied in the center, you're not in any kind of danger. And you find the final door. And Butterscotch says, "Finally."
All right. Let's do it.
All right. Boom, boom, boom. Open up this door. All right. Finally, the light levels out as you step into this room, which appears to be a large suite of rooms. So the one you step into is like a living space with like a wall that's crammed full of books, like a nice dining table, a couch, just like a really nice place somebody might live. You see that it's pretty well maintained. There are tapestries on the wall of like dragons and other kinds of scenes. You do see that there are doors leading off, presumably to more rooms. But as you step into this room, a terrible, terrible odor hits your nose. It's the smell of rot and death.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that smells like.
Yeah.
Before we get in any further, Saya comes to you, Arnadel. Arnie, do you know any kind of transfiguration spells or anything like that to change one of us into something small?
Yeah, I mean, I have that wand of polymorph.
maybe you should change me into, I don't know,
Something else. Do you want to sit on my shoulder? Do you want to be Alistair Fitzpatrick? He's tiny.
a spider. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something has to be
A
really
mouse.
small. We have to. I feel like at some point we're gonna have to search his place or his person.
How
And
about
find his
something
name.
small and fast? We're not like
Yeah.
in the door yet, right? Can we have this conversation before we go in the door?
Sure. Butterscotch though does walk into the room casually, like she lives here, and hops up on the dining room table and like starts cleaning herself.
And I want to like, I'm like, oh God, the smell. As Saya and I have this very quick and hurried conversation. What is a fast, tiny animal? You want to be a fly?
A rat, a mouse, a small snake.
Do you get to pick with the wand of polymorph?
I think so. Yeah, I picked a jellyfish with the fucking necromancer.
Okay. All right. I think I just let you pick. We can pick. It's canon.
All right. I was thinking like a small zippy creature. Yeah, tell me what you want and I'll
Like
make
what?
it happen. Like a
What-
bird, a hummingbird.
Okay, they're kind of loud though.
No way. They only laugh when they chirp with those weird.
No, they're loud. Have you been near a hummingbird?
Yeah.
I need to grab a beer real quick.
I live in
They're
I'm
like
in
mini,
SoCal.
they're like mini helicopters. They're so fucking loud.
Oh, maybe I'm just fucking deaf. I only hear when they chirp, and it feels like this weird, crunchy, like rusty sound that they make. They're like.
Never heard them chirp before. How about
I hear
I've
them
never heard
chirp
them chirp,
all-
but they're loud.
That's so fucking funny because all I hear is them chirp, and never they're beating little wings. All right,
What? Okay, Sage, what do you think?
yeah.
I don't know, I think something like a mouse.
I just would hate for you to get stepped on. I feel like flight is going to give you a lot more like safety.
Yeah, I was thinking like an insect.
You want to be a fly? You want to be a bee? You want to be a bee?
A spider.
A spider? All right. All right. Spider it is. Oh, I'm going to turn you into a Black Widow. All right. So I'm just going to do like the quick, like under the armpit, like,
Zip.
yeah, like I'm going to aim it. I'm going to look at Sai and I'm like, spider. So I'm like, just like casually, like nothing's going on. I'm just like, doo-doo-doo.
Whichever one of you are taller right now, I climb to the top of your head.
Probably me.
Yep, and Butterscotch continues to clean herself on the table.
She probably totally noticed.
He's stepping in.
Well, there were 3 of us. Now there's 2.
I mean, who fucking knows? I don't know. Who knows? All right, I don't know. Oh no, where's Saya?
oh no.
Oh, it's weird how that happens. All right, let's head into the room.
Yeah, so you step into this very lovely room. There is a door on the other side that is slightly ajar. Other than that, there is all the trappings of somebody who lived here, like alone. There's some interesting books on the walls. There's a globe.
Nice.
It's
Neat.
very, very quiet, and it smells very, very bad.
We
Is
don't
there
see it.
a desk somewhere?
Yeah, there's a writing desk on one side of the room. It's neatly arranged.
I have this weird feeling that Buttercup and this Butterscotch, whatever, they're like either the one and the same or in some weird ass relationship with each other. So we
I'm-
just like stand there awkwardly and like looking at each other, and then Buttercup.
Butterscotch.
Sorry, Butterscotch.
Butterscotch is licking her ass on the table.
Oh yeah, she would. All right.
Saya's gonna shoot a web into the air and do the thing that spiders do. I don't think Black Widows do this, but the thing that the spiders do where they shoot a web into the air to fly off.
Sure.
Yes,
Fly off
Black
towards
Widows do that.
That's terrifying.
They totally do that. Haven't you seen Charlotte's Web? The babies.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah, so you shoot a web and you go to the ceiling.
I want to go to the desk.
Okay. You are on the desk.
I want to start investigating the desk.
Okay, this is gonna take you so long as a spider. But go ahead and make an investigation check, I guess.
Check that drawer.
Checking drawers, yo.
So while Saya's doing that, Arnold's like, so butterscotch.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yes.
my pseudo dragon does that sometimes. It's never comfortable. Sure, you're feeling great. Where's your dude?
I don't know. I'm not his keeper.
You're just the key keeper.
Mm-hmm.
So Carl, how's it going? This place stinks.
The smell is definitely coming from that slightly ajar door on the other side of the living space.
Yeah. Smells like you got a lot of dead shit in here, just rotting away.
With the investigation check, it takes you so long as a spider. I think it takes you 10 minutes to like get into a drawer, and then everything's so big, you're like, there's paper in here.
As we're having this very awkward conversation about cat buttholes and dead animal smell.
And then Butterscotch seems bored and is going to, she's like, well, I'm getting hungry. And she goes and she walks over towards the ajar door and kind of pushes it open and walks into that room.
Here's muted, Sage. Yeah, muted.
I said,
And you're
that
frozen.
smells so wretched.
I mean, Carl, do you think we should? I mean, that wasn't exactly an invitation to go behind that door, but also, like, I don't know what to fucking do.
Well, it seems to be our only option. We might as well go.
How long do I last as a spider?
1 hour.
Ooh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I don't think I would know where you went. Like, you're a tiny spider. I don't think we would have paid attention to where you've leapt off and spun into the wind.
Yep. I'm still looking around, running over papers to see if I see a very old piece of paper with a name on it.
Nothing is really striking you. And everything in here seems, I don't know, it's more like bills and receipts and stuff like that.
Taxes.
What about this book of contracts?
You definitely don't find that on the desk.
From the desk, can I look at his bookshelves and anything catch my eye there?
Yeah, there's lots of like rare and interesting tomes, but there's nothing that's labeled my book of contracts or or
My name.
my soul ledger.
I was gonna look up the polymorph spell, but my keyboard needs to be recharged, so I can't.
It's 10 minutes, I believe.
Oh, it is 10 minutes? I thought it was an hour. Yeah, so I guess not knowing exactly what to do about Saya, I just kind of like, well, I guess Saya will have to. Okay. We're gonna go through. I say it loudly, like, come on, Carl, let's go through the door. So Saya can hear with her spider ears.
Do you go through the door?
I'm going to investigate the shelves a little more and then I'll follow them after I've been satisfied and think that there's nothing there.
Yeah. So the closer you get to this door, the worse the smell gets. Until you can see that on the other side of this room, there's definitely like a 4-poster bed. Kind of in the center of the room, you can see dressers, other things, bookshelves. You see the flash of magenta from Butterscotch sitting on the bed, but sitting on top of something. You see that there is red and fur and something matted and a torn apart
Gross.
body sitting up there, and you see Butterscotch is currently taking a big old bite out of what is laying there on the bed, which looks like the twisted remnants of an Arcanoloth.
What?
Whoa. Roadkill. Yo, Buttercup, didn't like you.
And
Did not
as
like you one bit.
and as you all step into the room, she looks up at all of you, and her turquoise fur is kind of covered in blood. What? He died, and I got hungry.
I mean, I can't fault you for that. Like, eat it up, kitty cat.
So here's the thing. Clearly, I can't fight you. But what you come here for, well, he's already dead. And I have really enjoyed keeping his contracts, his pets. It's amazing what people will tell to their pets, quite honestly. So I would prefer if you would just walk out of here and this all went away.
You must be real silly to think that we're just gonna walk out of here without coming to some kind of agreement.
Understood.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you the book of contracts. Clearly I can't maintain that, and clearly I can't fight you, as I said. So take it. It's yours. I've already chewed up my page. And she flicks a tail over towards the window, and you see the stand with the book is lying upon it.
Okay.
How long will it take for him to return? How did he die?
Oh, I killed him.
You killed an Arcanoloth, but you do not think you could take us. That seems interesting.
No, he was foolish and never expected it. We've been together for quite a long time, you see.
Oh.
Now, I also possess his true name, so he serves me in a fashion. So he'll come back, I'll make him serve me for a bit, and then I'll kill him again. It's fabulous.
Oh, well, it sounds like you're getting what you want out of this. Like,
oh no, I'm quite content, which is why I would prefer for you to take the book and leave.
And what is his true name?
We don't want to deal with him again.
Why would I tell you that?
Why wouldn't you?
I would prefer not to share. I enjoy having a pet. It's the first time I've had one and not been one. It's delightful.
That
I'd like to make an insight check on her.
Sure.
Then like Arnold's like, it checks out. That'd be like totally petty, but totally logical.
17.
It's hard to get a read on this creature. But she seems to be delighted with what she's done. She's disappointed that it might end. But she seems pretty rational. If not a little creepy.
Petty, but logical. Like, you know, like this guy sounds like a fucking dick, and clearly they have some relationship issues to work out, and she's gonna just go and be doing her thing. But
so here's the thing. I know you're after the name. I don't want to give that to you. I enjoy our little tete-a-tete, as it is. But I will give you the book. And you can go and turn it into the collector. Everything you need to do to accomplish. I will not send this. And she takes another pointed, like, bite of his rotting flesh. And just sort of, like, bleh, it out on the bed. This stays with me. But he will never trouble your duke again.
or the contracts in this book.
Well, the contracts, I don't actually have any power to maintain them, but it's amazing what you can do with a little bit of magic to make people believe you.
Oh no, I totally agree with you on that.
I am absolutely willing to relinquish this book. I keep the name. We go our separate ways. Everybody wins.
This feels too good to be true. I don't know why it feels too good to be true.
I quite agree.
Yeah, there's so like there's a catch. Maybe it's just because we know Celeste, or or like I just fucking hate cats.
She's treating you very much like a cat.
Yeah, I'm not a cat person at all, so that's why I'm like, But also, like, yeah, well, I mean, that's what we showed up for. That would be a complete mission. It's mostly that I don't want to have to fucking deal with this again.
All right. You know what? Even better. I like all of you. You interest me. So how about this? I give you the book. I keep the name. But then I come back and work with you. How does that sound?
Work with I dare
you-
say you have been the entire time saying how boring we are, and now you are saying that you are interested.
Oh no, I don't want to work with you. I want to work with you, the Sisters of Sorrow.
Hmm.
I have quite a nice pet to bring along. What do you say?
Smells rotten, but I'm just ready to get the fuck out of here. So
Am I in this room now?
Yes, you are here.
I also want to make an insight on the cat.
Sure.
Saye, I like to yell. What have you heard any of this? What say?
I mean, can we assume that this
Oh, great.
conversation's been happening for 10 minutes?
I can say, because you would be able to make a save every round to end the polymorph, you can choose
Oh,
to
word.
end the polymorph if you would like.
All right. Yeah, I end it and saw you pop up.
Okay.
You're back to Saya.
Well, my insight was 13, so as far as I know, the cat is just tired of this place and wants to get out.
The cat, yeah, again, cat seems Butterscotch is leveling with you.
Yeah.
It's just weird that Butterscotch wants to like offer some level of like getting out, like maintaining. I don't know. She just got out of servitude with this weird Argoloth thing, and now she's pledging another version of it to the sisters.
Yeah, I just want to ask
Like,
Butterscotch. Well, if you've already defeated this Yugoloth, why are you still here? Why haven't you already left?
Because she wants to like dangle that shit over his head. She wants to play with her food.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I am a cat. What am I supposed to do if I don't have a sanctum or a lair or people stronger than me? Not only that, I'm a carbuncle, which is completely hunted for my gem. If I step out there, I die.
Oh, I see. Now, sorry, we didn't. Okay, all right.
You people slaughter my kind. Even with the help of my casual friend here. She takes another bite out of the corpse.
People.
Yes, you 2 legs. I do need a place to go. If you are taking away my contracts, well then, I will be losing a lot of resources. I am willing to give that up, but I also need protection in return.
Okay, how about this? We'll send you a letter. Deal? Because we can't make any executive decisions for the Sisters of Sorrow while we're on a mission that has nothing to do with you. We'll touch base with our superiors and let you know.
No deal. You have to take me with you. Once you take those contracts, all of my protection will go away.
I look at both of you guys.
You do have a Drake downstairs at your disposal.
Bound by a contract, and she will be upset when she realizes that her contract has been terminated.
Wait, you guys, we can take her back to the Elysium Keep. Holy fuck.
Talking about the dragon?
Yeah. Harmonia? We could have that at the Elysium Keep. You know Valerius will be super fucking down with that.
Yeah. This is sounding fine to Saya. I'm just gonna say to Butterscotch, if you insist on keeping the Yugoloth's name to yourself,
I do.
Then it is your responsibility to deal with him when and if he comes back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well, and yeah, that might cause some issues with our I mean,
I have complete control over him. In every sense of the word.
I fucking believe you.
All right. Where will we find his contract?
That book over there is filled with them. As I said, I've removed the problem ones, but other than that, you're fine. Do with it what you will. All in good faith, though. You will be taking me with you.
Carl?
We appear to have found ourselves in a rather sticky situation. I do not know that I trust leaving this cat to her own devices. Perhaps I don't know. It seems that it would all be all the better to just burn this book and destroy the cat, and then take our lovely Drake friend home with us.
Excuse me. I can be of
Well,
great value to you. Also, the Drake is clearly not going to go with you. She's been trapped here forever.
I think we could probably convince her. I mean, shit, she just needs to meet Valerius and they're gonna be like fucking homies for life.
This
Are you
Valerius is
saying that
anything
because
like her.
they're both draconic in nature?
No, I'm not at all. Carl,
They're both
goodness.
they're both
I'm
fancy
saying that
people.
because they have a taste for ridiculous things. Wow. Wow.
I had to ask.
All right,
No.
well, we don't have all day.
Yeah. Well, I say grab the book, and while one of you is taking it, I just want to go up to the body and
Mhm.
take a good look at it, make sure it's the thing I recognize from the chapel, and search its corpse.
Ew.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the thing you saw. As you're looking at the corpse, it's probably been dead for about 2 weeks, you would guess.
God.
So it smells
Vile.
putrid and is like places, when you touch it, it like it sinks in.
Oh God.
It appears to have died. There's like a blast crater like in its chest,
Mm.
as if hit by a very strong energy beam of some kind.
This fucking
Like-
cat. I don't
like Eldritch
believe a
Blast.
fucking word it says.
Also, there are numerous like just bites taken out of this thing. She's been eating this corpse.
Yeah, she's like taking great pleasure out of. I don't trust the cat any far than less far than I can throw it. I'm sure I can toss it quite a great deal, but like,
Excuse me.
sorry. I mean, you told us that you're clearly afraid of shit like fucking with you. I mean, between the three of us, I think we're fine. We just put it in a fucking magic cage. I've got spells for this shit. I don't know. Like, I do want to relieve fucking Harmonia from her bondage to this shithole. I think she could really flourish.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
And we also have to help
okay.
our Afridi friend, and I really think the Sisters of Sorrow could do. And then we've still got to like do some shit for.
Out of character, I think we should put the cat inside the magic bag that Bartleby gave us.
Such a jerk.
Oh yes. Wait, what was the bag for?
To
put the book in. To put the book in is for it. We should put the cat in to see
Yeah.
what happens.
It's not like a bag of holding, is it? Should like Arcana check on that shit? I don't want it to suffocate, or do we even give a shit?
It will die if you put it in the bag.
Do we care?
No. Fuck this cat.
Oh, I know. Fuck it hard. Let me see what do I have hold animal? Can I turn it into something else?
Are you discussing just openly? The cat is
No.
like...
I specifically said out of character. We should put the cat in the bag.
Yes, and again, out of character, here's the thing where I feel like we have two goddamn choices. Trust the thing, let it come with us and just see how it goes, deal with the shit later. Or two, I'm surprised Kara hasn't fucking chopped it to pieces already, because if you clearly don't trust it, why are you keeping it alive? Only for the reason that it knows the thing's name for when it comes back. So we have to take her with us.
Yeah, that is true. That is the only thing that knows its
Valid
name.
point.
Very valid point. Fuck. God damn it.
I win.
I
So,
hate. Stop
grab-
making me hate cats more. I don't hate cats. Of course, I would feed one and take
Right.
care of it.
Let's take her with us.
Delightful.
Is there like some fucking magical cat harness we can put it on?
If you do have some way to conceal me, that would probably be ideal.
Is the little jewel on its head or its chest?
On its head.
Fucking head.
It's right there on its head.
Conceal it. Yeah. Do you want me to polymorph you? So you're not what you are. You look like something else.
But I do warn you, if you polymorph me into anything undesirable, I will be very upset.
You can pick. What do you want?
Let me show you what.
Wow.
Sassy. Yeah, you get to pick. What do you want, Buttercup?
Just a normal cat will do.
All right. Do you have any preference on coat pattern?
Oh, could I be fluffy and white?
Yeah, fucking when you smushed face too. And I just like polymorph her into like grumpy cat.
She can't see herself, but she delights in how fluffy she is. All right, then. Well, I think this all worked out for the best. I'm so excited to meet your employers.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be thrilled with us. So before we like are like, and that's it until next time, are we going back to Bartleby or are we going straight to like?
So you don't need to go to Bartleby. You just need to put the book in the bag and it won't be your problem anymore.
All right, fine. Arnadal is kind of like looking forward to shit talking Bartleby again, but like,
No, we don't want to go back there. He'll trap us in his goddamn lamp. Put the
You're
book in the
right.
bag. Let's
Oh
get
my
our
God. Before we put this book in the bag, I would like to purposely remove Duke Ravain's name, as well as
Rashad and
Rashad is under the control of Bartleby.
Rashad and Sadia are not in this book.
but
It's okay.
Well, he was part of the deal.
Yeah, he promised that he would take them out of his book.
It was part of our
When
magical deal.
when he got the book though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can put it in the bag and then we could go back to the Thousand Nights Inn,
Our part
you
of the
want.
magical bargain will be.
but we don't need to go see Bartleby himself. But I suggest we just put the book in the bag and be on our way.
Cool. We're giving it to Rashad.
So you want to go to 1001 Nights Inn and give it to Rashad?
Well, yeah. How are we supposed to fulfill?
We put the book in the bag that Bartleby gave us,
Oh, and that
then it-
concludes.
and that clears
it.
our magical chaos on us.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry, I wasn't.
We put the book in the bag.
Thank you. It's like
Yes.
the library return slot.
You're not interested to see who else is in the book?
Yeah, I want to.
definitely look through.
That's a bad
Hell
idea.
out of this book.
No, I need to know. I totally want to know. Knowledge is power. Let me get it.
Okay.
Saya turns away.
Oh, Arnadale's on that shit so fast. Are you kidding? I bet the Raven Queen's even whispering in her fucking ear, like, let me see it.
I mean, step one.
I can't even read the names, and I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me-
Step
You
one, Harmonia is definitely in the book. So
yeah.
her contract is going to transfer to Bartleby, presumably.
No, we're going to rip that shit out.
You cannot.
Doesn't
under the
matter.
condition of your Gaius.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm telling you. It's only going to hurt you to look through the book.
Do you want to keep looking through the book?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. There are several key noble figures in the city. Probably the most interesting thing you notice is that Deirdre has a contract in this book as well.
Oh, fuck.
That bitch. No shit. Not even surprised.
Oh my
Fucking
God, we
cunt.
have so much leverage against her. We
I
can
hate
destroy
her. Can't
whole
wait to
family.
take her fucking racist ass down. Ooh, this is gonna be so good. I'm gonna be real good friends with Bartleby. Holy shit.
And then I'll go ahead and say those are probably the only names that you actually recognize out of this book.
Well, I would like to take a fucking list of this shit for the future because I feel like this is important knowledge to have.
Right. Yeah, write down some.
I'm writing it down. I'm making a
names.
quick PDF copy paste,
scanning the book of contract.
scanning it. And I
Saya's
will-
just petting Butterscotch.
Butterscotch purrs and loves it. And
Aw.
she's like, oh. Sometimes it's nice having people with hands around.
Oh, poor thing. That thing's like abused as fuck. Yeah.
So many feelings about Butterscotch.
Noted for canon, we take a goddamn fucking copy of this book of
Alright.
contracts.
Okay.
And now we know who's in charge of them. This is very, very useful knowledge.
All right. And then do you put the book in the bag?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
After a thorough copying,
Yeah.
page to page.
And as you do so, you put it in the book and do the drawstring, and then you suddenly feel the weight go out of the book, or out of the bag, and the bag changes, and it just seems to be a rough spun bag now. And even if you flip it inside or out or try to reach in, it's just a normal bag now. And you feel, Carl, this pressure that was on you just sort of lifts. Like, you didn't notice it was there until it was gone. But as the gas dissipates, your conditions are met, and you hear the sound of something shattering, like tile, coming from somewhere in the same building, and you hear a scream of draconic rage.
I need to rescue Alistair Fitzpatrick. That's the first thing in my mind. I have to go get my baby.
And that's where we're ending today. That's it.
Oh dear.
Woo!
You have a new companion.
Because Celeste wanted to give herself more NPCs to have to vanish.
Because I hate myself.
Please don't take away my pseudo dragon.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see next time. Well, thank you everybody so much for sticking around. I know we played a little bit late, but we had some exciting stuff to do, and it was all good. But yeah, okay. I have been your dungeon master, Celeste Konowich.
I've been your moon elf warlock, Arna Delethil, played by Brittany Quintero. And I'm very worried about my pseudo dragon familiar.
I have been your increasingly impatient human monk, Sonia Noor, played by Nassim.
I love it. And I am Sage, and I have been your baffled barbarian, Cara Brunhilde.
Oh, wow, we're getting bees in the front, bees in the back. It's amazing.
Bee, 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 bee.
Bee, bee, bee. Well, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. And until next time,
Venture away.
Venture away, everybody. Oh, it's me. I gotta do the pineapple. Wait, hang on.
Pineapple.
How do I, wait. Oh shit. Oh, okay, stopping. Okay, bye, pineapple.